oftentimes are of a demonic nature. However, as you mature in God, you begin to realize that there's different types and levels.
All right. Yes.
Verse number 12.
Well,
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, when you are carnal and when you are immature in your walk, you think it's people attacking you.
come on now. Come on, Pastor.
You think it is your boss messing with you. You think it is your neighbor that keeps stomping up above you like they're having a party every night.
Hallelujah.
I know you got the neighbors above you stomping and acting a fool in the apartment. You knock the broom on the ceiling and say, hey, somebody's bumping up there. Okay, that's all right. You think it's people. But we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, this is the key. Any attack that happens has a spiritual backdrop, but it's worked through flesh. Let that marinate.
Well,
every attack has a spiritual background,
yes,
meaning its origins is from the spirit, which you can't see.
hallelujah.
But these spirits ain't out there going around attacking you.
Come on.
They are using people and things and places to attack you.
Hallelujah.
But when you're not spiritual enough to see, you think it's the person.
Amen. Amen. Devil.
And so then what do? You attack them. I attack you, cuss them out. I'm going to give them a good cussing out. I'm going to slap them in their face. They stab me in the back, I'm going to stab them back in the back.
Well,
You're missing the whole point.
amen. And
It's not the person. Yes, they'll let the devil use them,
yes, they are.
but it is a spirit at work through them.
Praise God.
And then you get to a place where you can identify what kind of spirit it is. You can look at folks. I can look at folks as a lying spirit. That's a gossiping spirit. That's a jealous spirit. Come on, talk to me in here. I ain't talking about familiar spirits that you can recognize because you got the same spirit. I'm talking about discernment.
Come on now.
I don't like that. Okay. See, you can pick out all the gospel because you're a gospel. See, ain't that what I'm talking about? I'm talking about you can sincerely by the Spirit of God see. And not just the different types of spirits, but you can see the different levels.
Come on. Yes.
There are demonic presence from the earth realm all the way to the heavens. That's what it is laid out for us right there.
Hallelujah.
You know, principalities, meaning there are spirits that rule over different regions.
Yes.
You know, there's several spirits that rule Atlanta. I ain't gonna name them. You know them.
Ruling too.
One of my bishop friends in St. Louis was texting me. He says, there's a whole bunch of killing going on in St. Louis and that area. I said, well, that's the principality that's ruling there now. There's a spirit of murder. I said, so you have to then position the people to know how to fight the spirit of murder. It's not a spirit, it's a principality. What's it, a principality? What word do you hear there? Prince. A ruler. All the way up to you have, have you ever noticed why your boss is so evil sometimes? Why is there certain positions in the world the leader is so evil?
Whoa.
How do you get dictators over nations? Because that's how the enemy has influence, because he uses people, he raises them up into key positions where they can then work his agenda. Spiritual wickedness in high places. It's not about accident that these people in Enron and all these other companies who play people for their money, you think that God put them there?
No.
He allows people to raise and come down, but the enemy puts his people in place.
Amen.
Listen to what I'm saying. See, while we over here having church,
All right.
they're out there taking over the industries of the world, and that's how evil people get in position. Versus we do what we need to do to allow God to position us in banking and in education and in law enforcement and in health and in medicine and in entertainment. Oh, you shouldn't be in movies. You shouldn't be singing. Why? If we let all the heathens do all the same thing.
All right now. Come on.
All right, y'all not ready. So, when you put on your armor, it tells you what you're fighting, what type of spirit you're fighting, and the level. It helps you to be able to recognize spirits beyond people and see attacks at the systemic level. There are systems in place to attack you. You know, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was talking to someone. Someone's like, can someone get arrested for not paying child support? And I was like, well, no. They can lose their license for not paying child support. And then they can be driving around on a license and don't know they have suspended license. We pull them over, we run them, choo-choo. And hook you up because you're driving on a suspended license. But then the person said, yeah, choo-choo. That's what my computer says. Choo-choo. Y'all pray for me. The person asked me a good question. They said, so if you lose your license for child support, how you gonna get to work? Because if I don't go to work and make money, I can pay child support. I said it is a system to get people in the system so that we can feed the beast called the prison industrial complex. If people are in jail, they can't make this stuff for free, can they? It is a system. So when you see the devil coming, when your baby mom getting paid, and you want to haul up, step in the face, and they'll say, don't do it. It's a system demon.
Well, thank you, Holy Ghost.
Y'all are real quiet today. So what I love about the armor is that regardless, yes sir, that's good. Is that regardless of what kind of demon or what level demon comes against you, the armor gives you the power to stand. Ooh, I can go home on that right there. Because sometimes when you face certain attacks, you begin to ask yourself, can I handle this? How can I get through this? This is too much. God says that whatever you come against, if you will put on your armor and you will stand by faith, I will give you the power and the strategy to get through any attack you go through. Come on, why don't you praise God for that today? Lastly, when you put on your armor and you constantly stay in your armor, it helps you to recognize what your fight is about. Many of you are in battles right now and you don't even know what you're fighting about. Have you ever had an argument with someone and at the end of the argument you don't have a clue what you was arguing about in the first place? But I can't stand you, I can't stand you either. Wait a minute. What were we talking about? Child, I don't know. Let's go eat lunch. Some of us are in fights right now, and you have no idea why you're fighting. Some of y'all been mad at each other for 10 years, and you don't forget why you mad at you. They know you mad. That's why I don't like him. I don't like him either. We don't speak to each other. Then your wife asks you, why you don't like him again? Child, I'm so awful. You remember why? That was for this church, I know. But when you really wear your armor, it helps you to recognize why we're fighting. Because when you don't know why you're fighting, then you lose the purpose of your fight. If you're fighting without a purpose, you just be alley.
Okay. Amen. All right. Right, Alex. You know that.
You just be in the hood. You know, your folks out there, they just live the fight. They say, I want you to say something. I want you to do something. I want you to. Bring it. Look at me wrong. Look at me wrong. You're supposed to live like that.
Yeah. I used to feel like that.
But, yeah, it's still like that. But, when you recognize that the enemy is fighting you for a purpose, and you recognize the purpose, then you're able to know which tools to use. I don't use the same tool for every situation.
Right.
Sometimes I don't have to touch my blood at all if I know how to talk to people, right?
Amen.
So let's look here. What is it that the devil is fighting you for? Verse 13 tells us, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil days. Now that withstand there, I like the way that the Amplified says it. It says, stand your ground. So the fight is about you keeping your ground. What is ground? Another way to think about ground is territory. The devil is fighting you to take away what God has given you.
Yes, right.
To make you abandon.
Yes.
To walk away from.
All right.
To forfeit. Or to abdicate means to give over what God has given you.
Okay.
And so he barrages you and he berates you and he hits you to make you say, I'll step away, you can have it.
Amen.
That's why you're so frustrated, because you're tired of the devil hitting you, and he's not hitting you to attack you personally. He wants you to walk away from what God gave you.
Amen. Whoa.
Why do you think the devil fights relationships so hard? He don't want nobody to have no relationship. He don't want you to be happy. So he got you arguing all the time, and fussing all the time, and cussing one another out all the time to make you walk away from this relationship. He wants your child to frustrate you and irritate you till you can't stand to hear the voice of your child, because he wants you to walk away, because this child has a purpose. And if you walk away from raising this child, now this child's going to be given over to the devil. Now you're going to get caught up in the system. He wants you to hear all the gossip and the lies of the church people and get to the point where you don't even want to be a part of a church no more, because you have great purpose in the church. And so the devil will use, because you know the devil comes to church, right? He came to some of y'all today. I see you. And so he uses you to mess with the people who have purpose in God. So they're like, see, I don't do church. I don't do church, folks. I can't stand church, folks. I'm leaving the church. But if you leave the church, which is the pillar and the ground of truth. You ain't never heard that before. That's in the Bible. The church, which is the pillar and the ground of truth.
Yes, it is.
You walk away from what God has given you, and then you abandon a ministry where God can use you to touch thousands of people's life, because Negroes can't keep their mouth closed.
Come on. Teach it.
So, you all that are being attacked today, being attacked in your body, being attacked in your finances, being attacked in your relationship, being attacked in your own mind, you need to take a fight break.
Well. Come on.
I need to take a sit down.
Come on.
And I need to ask myself a question.
Yes, sir.
What in the ham bone is going on? Why is the devil fighting you like this? It's not because you cute, boy. I know you think you cute. It's not because you got money. I know you think you ballin'. It's not because you so anointed. Thank God for your anointing. You know why he's fighting you? Because you got something that he wants. And he's going to work day and night to make you give up on what it is that you got. But you need to ask God to show you. Reveal to me, what is this that he wants me to walk away from? And when God shows it to you, that's when you stand back up. You know, when they box you, you don't keep boxing all the way. You take a bang, ding, ding. You go to the corner, you get refreshed. When you recognize what the fight is about. All right, give me some water. Wipe the sweat off my head. Wipe the blood off my neck. You get back out there and say, oh, you trying to take my wife. Devil, use a life. You trying to take my child. You better get back from here. You trying to take my prosperity. You can't have my finances. You trying to steal my joy. You can't have my joy. You trying to take my mind. And you can't have my mind. And this is what I know. What he does is, he gives you pieces to guard the parts of you that he comes for the most. He gives you the helmet of salvation. He says, when the devil tries to come against your mind, you need to tell the devil, you can't make me lose my mind, because my mind is already saved. My mind has already been redeemed from darkness. It's been redeemed from ignorance. And now I know the truth of God. Can't have my mind. He comes for your heart and try to get all in here and mess with your emotions. You better back that thing up. Don't get my emotions all twisted up and bent up. Why? Because I'm in right standing with God, the president of righteousness. when he tries to come in and get you to sleep all around and do all this foolishness. He said, I'm going to walk in truth in my Lord. Let's talk about sex, sexuality, and gender. It means that I'm walking in the truth of God for me. I'm walking in the truth of God's word. And you're not going to get me confused. You're going to have me messing with this one and messing with that one because I know who I am. And it speaks about reproduction. You're not going to mess up on my ability to produce fruit and to bear fruit for God so that it can remain. And when the devil comes and brings all these storms and hurricanes in your life, you can step into the shoes of peace. It says, your feet talk about lifestyle. When you see feet in the Bible, talking about your life, how you live. You tell the devil, you can take my car, I'm still going to have peace. You can take my house, I still got peace. You can mess with my body, I still got peace. When lights on in the house, I got peace. And when living in the dark, I still got peace. Money in the bank, I still got peace. But in the junk, I still got peace. No matter what life does, I got peace. And when the devil sets his arrow up with a target on your chest, trying to destroy your life, you drop your shield of faith and say you can hit me with whatever you want, but it won't touch me because my faith will block whatever the devil is. But here's the key. We're talking about in Bible studies. Y'all need to come to Bible study. The sword of the Spirit, which is the word. I'm kidding. Which is the word of God. How can you fight with no word? The reason why some of you are losing because you ain't got nothing to fight with. You need to learn this word. Study it, eat it, take it in. Hide it in your heart that you might not sin. When the devil comes and tells you lies. Notice how Jesus fought in the wilderness. When the devil would come and say something, he didn't get an attitude rolling his neck, cussing the devil out. He said, it is written. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth. This is your weapon. But we stop there. Don't miss the other parts.
All right.
He said, praying with all prayers and supplication in the Holy Ghost. You got to have a prayer life. Because if you don't have a prayer life, when the devil attacks you, you're going to cussing and fussing and gossiping and backbiting. Oh, but when you know that God is your defense, you ain't got to cuss nobody out. You ain't got to spread lies on nobody. Just open up your mouth and get to praying. And when you don't know what to pray, say, Holy Ghost, pray through me. And then he says, watching thereunto. So you got to take your eyes off the soap operas for a few hours. You need to take your eyes off the world star hip hop. And say, Lord, you need to open my eyes so I can see what's happening around me. So that the devil don't walk up on me.
Help us. Have your way.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes, now.
That's good.
Hallelujah.
That's good. That's
This
real.
week,
Thank you, Lord.
it was selfish. This week, everyone is able to stand. My heart was heavy this week for you. Deacon, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. My heart was so heavy for you this week. It was heavy because even preparing this message was a struggle. It was a struggle because I can feel your war.
All right.
Jesus.
Some of you in here, you're going through some very difficult things. And many of you all, you're going through in silence and in secret. But I want you to know that the Lord knows. And when I say that, I don't mean that as he's going to expose you. No, it's not that type of he knows. It's I see what you're going through. You're not going through by yourself. I'm concerned about you. You don't have to be defeated. you can be victorious. But if you don't know who you are in God, if you don't know what He's giving you, then the devil is going to have a field day with you all day long. And God is saying that does not have to be your situation. My prayer for you today is that you would get into a spiritual interview stance. Put your gear on. And let the devil know. You whooped me down in the first quarter. You bruised me in the second quarter. Third quarter I had to take a sit down. But in this fourth quarter,
It's on. Crack it.
I didn't come here to lose. I came here to win this game. I came here to win. And you know what I love about life or games? Life really is a game. It doesn't matter how many touchdowns you get in the first half. What matters is how many touchdowns you have by the end of the game. Strong finish. Some of you might have been losing in the other quarters of life. God says, I want you to get your armor on. I need you to get your mind wrapped around what you're fighting about and who you're fighting. Because it's time to go out here and win in this quarter. We're in the last quarter of the year. Some of you all have gone through hell and back in the beginning of this year. But God says that as we go into the last quarter of the year, He says, I'm about to turn the tables in your favor. Oh yeah, that's a good place to praise God. I'm about to turn the table in your favor. You might have been losing all year. But God says, I'm about to release a season of winning in this house. We're going to do communion, but I want you to do something for me.